I've made a lot of progress since I put the tub on. I did a lot of the electrical, and my brother Paul helped me with a lot of the electrical. So we have the gauges in, most of the switches in. We still have to button some of that stuff up. I put a winch in, decided to put a winch on this one, and I put the bumper in with some recovery points. I also worked on the steering. We put a Ford Bronco II steering box, and so we had to modify the existing steering column, and also we had to put linkage between the existing steering column and the new style box. So we got all that in, and so I'll show you what we've been up to. Well, I have all my bolts in with the pads, and I've made a little bit thicker pads. That's a standard pad, and that's the pad that I made. And the reason why I did that is because I have this big old T18 transmission, and I got to make sure it clears everything. And I didn't lower the transmission with any blocks because I didn't want to lose the stock height of the cross member. So I'll go under there and check to make sure that the transfer case and transmission is not touching. Okay, so I've done one of these T18s before, and so that's why I know that's going to work. And it's not a ton of clearance, but it's enough. I've got this much clearance because I could slip that in there and it's not touching. So that's good. The only point where it's still touching is right there. And that's exactly what happened before, is that one point. And what I did before is I just got a punch and kind of dimpled that up just so it clears. It's in a spot in the tub where it's not going to, it's underneath the fuel tank, so it's not going to make a big difference. Now this piece goes here, and it bolts to the frame there. It's got a little bit of an offset because the body's offset at the frame there, and that's factory. But I only have one of those. The other side's missing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of channel and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to make one of these. Okay, I've got that new piece made, and it fits perfect. I just need to weld that. I've got it bolted on with a little rubber mount there, just so that it's not kind of an anti-vibration thing. So I'm going to be putting the headlights back in on my CJ3A. My friends disassembled this when we were getting the body parts ready for sandblasting and painting. So now I have to figure out how this goes back together. I haven't done a CJ3A before. So they saved all the little parts. So I'm kind of seeing some parts here that I need. I believe that this is for the adjusting screw. So I'm going to be putting those back in there. The one that goes there, and then one that goes there. This side already has them in there, so I can kind of get an example of what they need to do. It looks like this slides on, so I need to open this up with the screwdriver a little bit so it'll slide on there. Little, almost looks like a rivet, but it's got a hole in it. And what I believe I have to do is stick this up through the bottom. I gotta fish this spring up through here. Okay, so I'm gonna stick these up through here. I'm gonna hook the spring onto there. Get the spring onto there. I'm gonna do another one on this side. Okay, now. Okay, so on this side I have these two springs. On this side I have the two adjusting screws. Okay, now I have my plug that goes onto the back of the sealed beam headlight. I'm going to fish these through the grommet, and then those line up like that. Then we have this ring. Okay, there's one light. Okay, this side should go much quicker. Okay, we got those in. Okay, so I boxed in the frame horns and then bolted angle iron onto both sides. And then I cut a universal winch mount plate to fit in between the frame horns. And then I welded the plate to the angle iron. And then now I just have to put the bumper on. I knew that was going to knock all the fucking pins.
Ernie's prepping the steering column for the new steering. We lost Paul. He's doing wiring. He's got it almost finished. Let's see how this is all done real neat. Just kidding. Fender's on. The Doc's looking for some nice round head, Allen head screws for the roll bar. And it doesn't look like he's having any luck. And it's lunchtime.
Okay, we have our Ford Bronco II steering box, and then we have a double U-joint here, and then we have a D bar stock, double D. Got a Heim joint here that we're going to use to put a little brace right there to stiffen that up. Then it goes on to another U-joint that connects to the stock steering column that we adapted and put a bushing on it. That little brass bushing there. That's an existing, or I mean the original style column tubing. And on the inside, we have a brace that holds the steering column in the center of the spot where it needs to be, and that's just a stock style. So I'm going to probably change out the steering wheel, but we just put that on for now to get it all lined up.